Today we'll be talking about transitions and the hidden gifts of change. Are you ready for it? That and much more is in store for you here on Sunday Inspiration Live.
Oh, when I wake up in the morning, I feel so grateful. When I wake up in the morning, I feel so alive.
Are you feeling it?
When I wake up in the morning, I feel the spirit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, when I wake up in the morning, I'm here.
Let's get energized. Sing along with that chorus.
So I wake up every day. Wake up, this is what I say. Wake up, I am so free. Wake up.
Time to wake up.
And I'm free to be me. I'm free to be me.
That's right, you are free to be you. Welcome everyone. Happy Sunday to you. I am coming to you live from our little getaway destination where we've been before here in the Villages, Florida. And I see that in the comments, I noticed that Roxana is in Boca Raton, Florida, a little further down the state, listening while kayaking. Don't you just love this digital world? You know, you didn't in generations past, you couldn't say that. I'm going to be watching All in the Family while I'm kayaking. That is amazing. Well, I'm glad that you're doing that. Say hello to your kayaking friends. I assume you're with other folks doing that. So welcome everyone. Got a lot of cool, awesome people in the chat live here already. And so whether you are watching live as we broadcast this, or whether you're watching the replay later, welcome. You are home here. So it may be morning, it may be afternoon, it may be evening, wherever you are, but you are welcome here, and I hope that you find something of value here. I'm going solo. You probably know I'm normally here with my wife, Pooki Lee, but she is off. She's actually in Costa Rica. Just got there yesterday. Got the shuttle to the airport, and she'll be there for a week. So I'm going solo today and also next Sunday. But I got some photos from Pooki that I'm going to show you in just a bit. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about continuing with our October theme of transformation and the change in the seasons and all that. We're talking about embracing the hidden gifts of change. I mean, looking forward to sharing some of that stuff with you. Again, some photos of Pooki from Costa Rica. Got a couple of original songs I'll be playing here. Keone's hanging out. You can't see him in the photo, but he's on a chair like right next to me within arm's reach, so he's just chilling out. Got a Bob's Comedy Corner, which would be pretty interesting. I think you're going to want to stick around for. And then we got a good, cool dance track at the end there called Money and Abundance, and all this is coming to me right now. Also, this is my most popular music video here on the channel. It's got millions of, I think it's got, maybe not a million, maybe it doesn't have millions of views, but it has hundreds of thousands, maybe like 700,000 views on this particular song that I'll play at the very end. So yeah, this is the house that we've stayed at. This is our third time coming to the Villages, and every time we come, we stay a little bit longer. It started off a year ago. We stayed for 10 days. Then we came back in May, 3.5 weeks. This time it's like a total of 5 weeks that I'll be here, but Pooki's gone for this 1 week in the early part of it to do her Costa Rica thing. But anyway, let's, I tell you what, I'm going to do the best that I can to do what Pooki does here and to just get us all centered. And so here we've got 50, 60 people just currently watching simultaneously from all around the world. So awesome to have you here. But even if you watch this later, you can do the same thing. Let's get a little synchronized here and just kind of set an intention for what do we want to experience during this live broadcast. So you might be hearing a little background music there. So I just invite you right now to take a deep breath in. Let it out with an ah sound. Ah. And I purposely say slow, deep breath because I want you to fill up your entire lungs. Quite often we kind of breathe shallowly as human beings, and so take your time and fill it up and try to really focus on the bottom part of your lungs and fill that up slowly with air. Let's do that. And inhale. Hold it for a second or two, and then let it out with an ah. So we're synchronizing our breath here. We're synchronizing our frequencies and our intentions. What is our intention with this broadcast and with this day? I think it's come together as a family to connect as a community. We like to call it the high vibe tribe community. Some people refer to it as their global family. For some people, this is their church. We don't use those words to describe it, but if that feels like that for you, I love it. So we come together to gather together, to interact, to inspire each other. And while I may be running solo here and sort of providing all the content, you are there consuming it and supporting each other in the chat, supporting each other energetically. I'm setting an intention right now to know that you did not appear here, you did not arrive here, whether live or the replay, by accident. There's something that you need to hear. There's a message that's going to be spoken, a word that's going to be said. There'll be a comment in the chat, maybe a lyric in a song that's just going to resonate with you and go, that's the reason I was drawn to this. And you're going to have an insight. You're going to have an inspirational feeling that, yes, this is going to help me. It's going to lift your vibration and allow you to influence those around you and around the world, because we're creating a ripple effect where all people are welcome here. Everyone is supported and encouraged and welcome. And we want you to take that positive vibe and spread it around. Let's cement that in with another long, slow, deep breath in. Fill up your lungs, hold it for a second or two, and then let it out with an ah. One more time, slow, deep breath in. And I feel like we are sufficiently centered there. Are you feeling it? Put it in the chat there if you're feeling it. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, and let's see. And if you haven't done so already, let us know or let me know where you're watching from, or let me and everyone else who's watching in the chat know where you're watching from. And if it's your first time ever catching a live stream, because we've been doing these for nearly 3 years, and we're coming up at the end of our 3rd year of streaming live every Sunday. Rarely have missed one in those 3 years, and we love doing this. Even though they're not the most viewed videos on my channel, they're actually kind of on the lower end of the viewership rankings. But we do it anyway because we know it's good for us, it's good for the community, and we want to be here for you and interact in this way that we just can't do with the other videos that I upload that are, you passively listen to them, but here you can be more actively engaged, and we love that. Absolutely. Okay, see, I've got my little, list of my to-do list here up on the computer screen that I'll be referencing. So Pooki is in Costa Rica. I'm going to show you some images here. So she was invited by, I don't think I know them personally. There's a couple, Bob and Noel, and they spearheaded this trip to Costa Rica, and it's like a humanitarian kind of thing where they'll be doing a variety of things while they're there. And one of them is, I think today and tomorrow, they're going to be going to one of the lower, economically challenged areas where they are, and they're going to be doing some stuff with kids in the area. So keep that in mind as I tell you. Here in the villages, Pooki has found her. There's some a group of women that get together twice a week here, and they dance Hawaiian hula. And when Pooki joined them a year ago, they welcomed her big time. They've asked her to come back and teach. So she actually not only just participates, but she's actually teaching them different hula lessons. That's something Pooki's been doing since she was old enough to walk. Here's a photo of the hula girls from the other day of this group. And so Pooki told them, "Hey, I'm going to Costa Rica and I'm gathering things for the kids." And when she came back to the next class, they brought all this stuff for her. And this is just a couple of, she took I think 2 suitcases worth of stuff, but this is some things she was gathering here at the house before she packed it all up. So I just want to thank her hula sisters there for bringing a lot of these things that that she's already taken to Costa Rica that'll be distributed to the kids that they'll be seeing today and tomorrow. And while they are going there for the first time, here's a photo. Oh no, I'm sorry. Before I get to that, here's some documentation. She just laid out and took a picture of some of the foundations that they're working with, the map, steps toward inner peace, some letter from some organization, and so she just kind of gathered all the things that kind of represent what they'll be doing while they're there, because it's not just a vacation. It's not at all. It's actually people are going there for to help. And so here's a photo of, I think, one of the places they're going to be visiting with the kids that they're bringing all this stuff for, and they're going to be, I guess, volunteering, and I don't know all the details, but I'm sure we'll have some more photos of that. And then here's some of the folks, a group of people that she met with. A couple of them I met with. I see Fumi there on the far left. And there's Pooki second to left. So she made it safely and already hanging out with her peeps there. Here's a group of them gathered around a fake llama. That's a stuffed llama somewhere, in case that wasn't obvious. So it looks like they're having a good time, and then another group of ladies who are preparing something there at a table, and so that's what Pooki is up to. And I'm just so proud of her for, and she's never been to Costa Rica. Yeah, like a year or two ago, she went to Mexico and Guatemala for the first time. That was quite an adventure, and so they invited her to go on this trip to Costa Rica, her first time there. I hear it's a beautiful place, and someday I hope to visit myself. So that's what Pooki is up to. Oh, one more thing I'm going to show you here, because I know quite often there's a term called dance time, and while we're going to do our official kind of dance song at the very end of the broadcast, there's something, I recorded this probably the night before she left, but check this out if you want to see Pooki in action. She's not dancing hula, but she's got some dance moves here. Check this out. There's a little taste of Pooki and getting her groove on in one of the town squares here at the villages. So I'm just so happy for her and so proud of her. So send her a little bit of love. Wrap her in a blanket of safety. Of course, she'll be fine. She's with a good group of people, and that's what's happening with Pooki. And why she's not here. Couple of things before I play my first song, or one thing before I play my first song. We mentioned this. We mentioned this a lot at the beginning of the year, but not so much recently, so I want to remind you about it. If you don't have a copy of this free ebook that we released at the beginning of this year, I encourage you to get your copy. It's absolutely free. It's called Turbocharge Your Life: 5 Steps to Unleashing Your Purpose, Passion, and Play. And in this ebook, we help you identify what's holding you back and dissolve the hurdles that are slowing you down, how to install a new belief system and behaviors that will empower you and up-level your life. We reveal the secret ingredient. Ooh, doesn't that sound intriguing? The ingredient that will lead to your personal transformation, how to become a full expression of your authentic self. We share stories from our personal lives in here. So if you don't have a copy of this, all you got to do is go to my website, bobbakerinspiration.com, and get that. And it'll also put you on my email list, because every week I send out links to the latest, not only what's on YouTube, but other things that we have going on and other resources that we have out there in inspirational messages. So get that, and I would love. It's a great way for us to stay in touch outside of YouTube and the various social media sites. So, and thank you, Lisa Shepard, for popping those in the live chat comment here. So, bobbakerinspiration.com. Get on the list and get that free download if you don't already have it. All right. So, just wanted to make you aware of that. Let's see. Oops. Let me click this off. There we go. Yes, indeed. Wearing multiple hats here. Not only am I the main performer, on-camera talent, but I'm also clicking all the buttons as usual here. So I'm going to do a song now that was kind of wasn't inspired by this show, but it we wanted to write a song, have an original song about, I guess, ancestors, or about people that from the past who continue to inspire us. And I was very influenced by a show called Finding Your Roots. Is it Louis Gates Jr.? Who's the host of that? It's on PBS. It's a fascinating show if you haven't seen it, where they take celebrities, a couple of celebrities every episode, and they do this intense like genealogical research and DNA things, and they dig up things about their past, that or their lineage that they didn't ever know about. And it's just amazing the sacrifices that people made, for us to get here. If you probably know this about your own and ancestors. Jody says, where do I get the book? Lisa, well, check out the link that Lisa is putting in the chat there. So actually, with this setup here, unlike our one at home, I can actually back up a little bit. You can actually watch me play the guitar. Usually it's like off screen or hidden. So I'm going to try to, I'm actually playing this darn thing. Let me see here. All right. This is called Those Who Came Before Me. All right. I see the footsteps before me of all of those who led the way. Their memories are guiding me, inspiring me today. I want to thank all of those who came before me. They all paved the way so that we can thrive. We are the ones they were praying for. They all had a dream that we keep alive. Roots run deep behind me, stretching far into the past, leading to this legacy, a lineage that will last. I want to thank all of those who came before me. They all paved the way so that we can thrive. We are the ones they were praying for. They all had a dream that we keep alive. I hear the voices in our choices to be stronger, to be bolder. We're not alone, are far from home. We are standing on their shoulders. I want to thank all of those who came before me. They all paved the way so that we can thrive. We are the ones they were praying for. They all had a dream that we keep alive. I want to thank all of those who came before me. They all paved the way so that we can thrive. We are the ones they were praying for. They all had a dream that we keep alive. There you go. Solo acoustic. One microphone. I hope that one microphone is picking up everything well. How's that sounding out there? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. So Bob actually is playing the guitar. It's not a recording. He. That's funny, Jillian. You are silly. Yeah, usually it's just out of the frame. This is crazy. And so that was fun. I hope you enjoyed that. One little more announcement here before I go and start highlighting some of your comments here. So some of you know this already. Thank you, Tracy, for the kind words about the song. I appreciate that. Yay. And so you may know, just in case you didn't, I'm going to inform you right now. I've been online for a long time, all over most prominent social media sites or sites that you've heard of. I've got a platform or a profile on. My primary platform where I reach people, not surprisingly, is this YouTube channel. Well, we have like 362,000 subscribers, 1 million views a month. You've heard me tout these figures before. The primary way that I reach people with my message. Second way is I have a podcast where I take the audio from these recordings and repurpose them as an audio podcast called the Affirmation Meditation Podcast with Bob Baker. That gets about over 100,000 downloads a month. beyond that, it's the email list that I mentioned, where you get that free ebook, probably about 9, 10, 12, I don't know, depending on what list you're counting. 10,000, give or take, people are on that. And then it's all the social media stuff, and everything beyond that falls way beyond. I'm on LinkedIn and Twitter and all these things. But one site that I really like, I don't have huge numbers. I'm just shy of 2,900 followers on Instagram, but I really like Instagram because of the ability to connect with people. It's a very engaging platform for me, so that I get a lot of comments, and I like the DM aspect. There's no direct way to direct message people here on YouTube, and the podcast is it's really hard to interact directly. That's why I'm always driving people to get on the email list, so we have more, and to our high vibe tribe and different things. But I really like Instagram, and so I haven't really promoted that much. And so if you would like to, if you're not already following me on Instagram, there's a little screenshot of my profile there, and you see I'm just shy of 2,900. I would love to get to 3,000 followers here in the coming weeks or months. So if you could help me do that. I have a weird handle there. As you see at the top, it's Mr. Buzz Factor, MrBuzzFactor. You're wondering what the heck, why that, Bob? It's from my music marketing days. Years ago, when I was mainly known as a guy who wrote books on music marketing, I had this website called the Buzz Factor. And the buzz factor is just a term that relates to when a band or a artist or whatever has the buzz, everybody's talking about them. So I used that handle on a lot of my social media accounts years ago. So Mr. Buzz Factor, at Mr. Buzz Factor is where I am there. But there should be a link, and I think, and also Lisa is putting it in the live comments here. But so it's that Instagram is Mr. Buzz Factor, MR, not Mr. spelled out. And so, if you're not already, I would love for you to follow me on Instagram. And there's some more direct ways for us to communicate. And I love staying in touch with people in that way. All right, let's see what's going on in the comments here, who I can highlight, especially if there are any. If you maybe posted something earlier about where you're watching from, or if it's your first time, maybe repost that, because I might miss it as I highlight these things here. Like Lisa says, let's pump Bob's IG numbers up. That's right. Let's get those numbers up there, baby. Appreciate that. Let's see here. I'm just going to pop in and things I'm seeing here. Hello, Donna. Thanks for the thumbs up. Let's see here. Hey, Pamela. Thank you for that nice word. Great song. I appreciate that. Same to you, Debbie. Kathy. All these kind words. Thank you so much. Melanie. We just saw the other day on Zoom. There's Danielle. Excellent. Awesome. Deanne, thank you so much. I'm not just going to be highlighting all the praise here. I'm scrolling up. Let's see there. Nita, though. Tracy. All right, cool. I really appreciate that. Eileen says, thanks. Next time we'll send quilts, too. Well, the thing is, she was limited to like 2 suitcases before it got really so she actually could not take a lot of the stuff, some of the stuff that those hula gals gave her. She had to pack the smaller things in greater quantities. She just couldn't put coats. She wasn't shipping a truckload of stuff. And so quilts might be a little too big for the next trip. I don't know, but you can talk to her when she gets back. Let's see here. Wembley. Oh, looks like is it Pell? Looks like from northwest central London. Welcome. Level 1 funnel time. That's funny. It's an inside joke about a session that we did yesterday as part of the Magnetize Your Tribe 30-day program that we're doing. I'm sharing a lot of my marketing advice. I didn't plan on plugging that today. We're almost a week into it, but it's actually still not too late to join that if you missed it. That's a paid 30-day program where I'm teaching, sharing a lot about my music, or not my music marketing, but just marketing and social media advice, because which also is tied into how I grew this YouTube channel. I've just been doing this stuff for years, and I got a lot of stuff. Your hair looks great. Your hair looks great for all those hats. Anyway, if you're interested in that, Lisa can put it's bobbakerinspiration.com/30 days. But we are almost a week into it, and so, but you get lifetime access to all the recordings and all that, so you could easily get caught up, only if you're interested. If not, that's okay too. Yeah, that's right, Anna. Pooki has some moves. Go Pooki. Yeah, that girl can dance. Let's see here. Every country needs a little bit of Pooki energy. Absolutely. Let's see. Kathy says, good morning from Ohio. Sorry, I'm looking over here reading the comments instead of looking you in the eye in the camera here. You're usually at church playing hooky today. I'd rather be happy and positive. Oh my God, I'm guilty and remorseful. Okay, LOL. I know what you mean, though. Let's see. And I'm going kind of in reverse chronological order. Tracy's talking about the Pooki's trip to Costa Rica. I want that big stuffed llama. International Pookspiration. You guys are a hoot here. Now I'm going to go back to some of the more recent comments see what I might have missed. Hello, Tracy Davis. Good morning to you. I went on and listened for hours. Are you talking about Pooki's channel, maybe? Perhaps I missed that. We got Christian from South Africa. We got a lot of people from South Africa tuning in lately. Yeah. So Brianna asked, how's Pooki's channel doing? The watch time actually has been kind of level. It hasn't really boosted. But one of the things we need to do is get some newer. Actually, there is a new kind of. I took one of her from over the summer. She had a really great couple of really great opening, centering breathing things that like I did earlier, and that's new on her channel. That's about 5 minutes or something. But we need to get some longer like meditation and sleep meditation things up there that will boost those numbers. So it's slowly growing, but elevate Bob's Gram game. That's right, Instagram. Yeah, any first timers here? Let's see. Oh yeah, the buzz thing. It's so funny. Early on, when Pooki and I were in the early years of our dating and relationship, we did purchase a lot of like things with bees and and buzz. She actually has a bee costume that she wore originally at an event years ago, and now she takes that and wears it. She goes to like farmers markets to promote, taking care of the bees. All right, cool. Thank you, Jillian, for watching Pooki's channel. Yeah, and it's Pooki Lee, Pookielee. Lisa put that in there too, and also a link to a meditation playlist that you can just play, and it'll go from one to the other. Jessica is a first timer from New Hampshire. That is awesome, Jessica. I assume that prior to this you've listened to some of the affirmation recordings and maybe this popped up. Let me know. It's great to meet you here in the comments. Yeah, we've been doing this every Sunday in addition to the one or two videos that I post that are pre-recorded and uploaded every week. Hey Stacy, great to see you. And Travis, good morning to you from Florida. They're back in St. Louis, which is normally our hometown. I'm assuming you are. And let's see here. So we always enjoy celebrating first timers or people who haven't been here in a while, or just really everyone who shows up. Just like okay, Jessica. Discovered my work through the podcast. Very cool. There's Rob. Hey, Robin. And hi, Jenny. I meant to say hi to you earlier, too. Great to have you all here. So many familiar names. But we like to celebrate you, and we have a group of friends who come and gather with us in Studio B. Normally, it's next door in St. Louis, but here we had to come and create one, and they had to all travel here. And a lot of them were actually I don't know, they were a little grumpy about coming and setting up here. And so normally we have something to entice them, to come, like some kind of food that we offer, M&Ms or whatever the case is. But here we're in Florida, and so we actually had to use a little, the carrot and the stick. Had to use a little stick, and we said if they didn't show up, what they were going to get? Gators. Yeah, we had to use a little tough love to get them here. But they did get Studio B set up, and if I'm not mistaken, are they ready? One person is still okay. They're coming back. Okay, they're in place now. So I'm going to go to Studio B, and we're going to. This little standing ovation is for you. Take it away. There you go. They look pretty happy for being scared of gators here. So yeah, that's a little something that fun that we do every time. Oh, look, we got some first timers here. James, where at in Florida are you? We're as I mentioned earlier, we're in the Villages for the next few weeks. Great to have you here, and also Asha, first time as well. Rise and shine. Love the song. Thank you so much, Asha. Where are you located, my dear? I would love to know that as well. So cool. Where are we at now? Okay, we talked about that. I guess we're going to go into the main talk here. Just give me a chance to catch my breath. In fact, whatever beverage you're drinking, could be tea, could be coffee, could be a smoothie. A Ponte Verde Beach. I'll have to look that up. There's so many awesome names like that in the state of Florida. But yeah, consume your favorite beverage. Maybe it's even a little hair of the dog. Who knows? Let's see here. And so our theme of the month, what we've been doing for the last few months, is we have a theme of the month, and then we have a topic or a theme of the week. And so our October theme, tying into the season, is awakening, nurturing the seeds of change. And of course, it's all tied into the change of the season. So this is a time where we're transitioning from summer to the cold, and depending on what part of the world you're at, of course, that's what's happening in the northern hemisphere where we are, but it could be different in your area. But we're transitioning. So whether it's winter to summer, summer to winter, it's a season of transition. So what are the life lessons in that? And so our theme of the week, based on that, is the hidden gifts of change. And so in earlier weeks this month, we talked about metamorphosis. We talked about the importance of planting seeds that will sprout later. Last week, we talked about harvesting the fruit of those seeds that you have planted. And so this time, we're going to talk about like dealing with that change. And I got just 4 slides I'm going to reference here. I'm getting all up in the PowerPoint here. So the full title here, Transition, Embracing the Hidden Gifts of Change. So here's some notes that I took here. So transition is not just a shift from one point to another, but a transformative journey with a before, during, and after. So this message is particularly, of course, we're talking about the changing of the seasons, but this message is really geared toward you if you're going through a life transition. May or may not be related to the changing of the weather, but we're just using that as sort of a comparison. And so we all have shifts. We all have transitions, a relationship that ends, a job that ends. There's a health crisis. Something comes up with a loved one, and we're concerned about them, and we have to sort of rearrange our lives. And so transition is just a normal part of life, but we tend to be resistant to it because quite often there's some kind of unwanted aspect that we are resistant to. So I like that first note about the transition is a journey with a before, during, and an after. And so usually when we're in the thick of it, we're thinking of the before. Before this, life was great. I love my predictable routine. I was comfortable. So that was before. During this transition, I'm uncomfortable and I don't like what's happening, so I'm resistant to it. I'm frustrated, I'm sad, I'm grieving, whatever the case is. And so we focus on those two things. This is different than the way it was before, and now I'm struggling, and I don't like it. But there's an after, though. And so I think it's good to keep all 3 of those stages in mind. There is going to come a time when you will transition out of this current struggle, and you'll be in a different place, and quite often, it's even a better place. I think you'll agree with me there. So you've heard this before. I just wanted that second point there, change is a constant in life. It's the one thing that we can actually count on, whether it's the seasons that change, life stages, technological advancements. How many times have you complained about the new iPhone update or the new redesign on Facebook or the new algorithm or whatever thing? Everything evolves. And so the more you can the more that you can, embrace them, accept them, even if it's begrudgingly at first, then the better off you will be. Let's go on the next slide. So what are the hidden gifts of this change and this transformation? So there's just some notes here, and I might tell a personal story about how this applies to me. So one is personal growth. With every change, there's an opportunity to learn and grow. We don't see that in the moment, but it is the truth. And I think when you look back, you can see a lot of the transitions that you went through. That was the end result. It's something that you can learn from. There's an opportunity to learn and grow. There's a renewed perspective. Transitions can provide a fresh viewpoint on old situations or challenges. I know with me, quite often when something will come up that will shift things, and at first I'm resistant, and then I discover, oh wait, there's a new way of doing this, and actually I kind of like the new way better. This happens on both the small and a large scale, but sometimes an unexpected shift can show you a new way of doing things, a new perspective. Strength and resilience. Boy, isn't this true? Navigating transitions builds resilience and adaptability. And so again, while you might not like the change at the time, it is making you stronger overall. And so, have some gratitude for that. And then here's one I was going to tell you a couple of stories here. New opportunities. One door closes, another opens. I know what's that line from that one song? Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. I don't know why I thought of that song. So here's a couple of examples in my life when one door closing led to another door opening. There was a time in my mid-20s when I had been playing music full-time, and that was my identity. I was the guy, and I was a singer and a guitar player in rock bands. I did that for a good 3 or 4 years. But I was with a group of older guys who, for some reason, believe it or not, they just didn't. There's just aspects of me they didn't like, and I don't know exactly, because I wasn't like an egoic. I wasn't like a prima donna or anything. I think it was because I like to have fun on stage, and I told jokes, and I was kind of lighthearted, and they wanted to be more serious musicians. I think that's when it came down to it. I think I was also stylistically being pulled into more modern things where they were more traditional. I don't know. So for a number of things, I was let go from this band, and it shattered me. I mean, I just remember like being in tears, and my whole identity was shaken. And over the course of the next year or two later, it led to an opportunity where I combined my interest in music with my long-time interest that I'd had since I was a kid in writing. And I started publishing. I got kind of an entrepreneurial bug, and I started publishing a magazine or a newspaper that covered the local music scene in St. Louis. So I took my passion for music and this interest that I had in writing and combined them and became a journalist of my own making. I created my own physical platform for that. And that led to a whole series of events that led to my first book being published, because I learned I was interviewing. Because I published a music publication, I got to interview a lot of artists at various levels, always picking their brains for what led to their success. Started writing columns in my own paper. Collection of those columns ended up being in one of my early self-published books called The Guerrilla Music Marketing Handbook, which led me in a whole nother direction in another chapter of my life. Now, 30 years later, I've published 16 books. And I probably never would have done that if I just stayed in the band. That opportunity would have never come to me. So it was a blessing in hindsight, but I was just really traumatized when my identity as this working, gigging musician, had come to an end. But I made a vow to continue to make music a part-time passion for my entire life, and it's actually I continue to do that. Obviously, I'm playing them here, right? And so that was one example. Another one was so I rode this wave. So I was been on in the internet for a long time. My earliest books were on music marketing, and I established this niche as sort of this music marketing guy at a time. And I was preaching this message of self-reliance and independence long before it was cool to be indie. This was the late 90s when everybody wanted a record deal. And so when things shifted and suddenly the record labels were losing their power with MP3s and Napster and all this stuff in the early 2000s. Suddenly indie became like a viable option, and I had already established myself as this voice in that with that message, and so I really prospered. And the internet was far less crowded back then. I rode this wave through like 2015, 15 or something, of being this like authority on music marketing for independent artists. But then things shifted, a lot more competition, a lot more resources out there. And I was probably admittedly losing some interest after doing it for like 20 years too. And so it was like a lull. We were kind of like I was wanting to find my mojo. I was struggling. We were struggling financially. And that series of like just being playful and experimental and being open to new possibilities led to me doing my first affirmation recordings here on YouTube. And look where that led, to greater levels of impact and than I had ever experienced prior, And so one door opens or one door closes, another door opens, and often that door leads to bigger and better things. What is that? I'm trying to catch up on some of the comments here, but I'm going to keep going just to keep the continuity going here. So we already got that. One door closes. Slide number 4, transition, embracing the hidden gifts of change. Here's just some ways that you can kind of help yourself when you're going through that change, though, because again, it's uncomfortable, and you can, even no matter how many affirmations you do, it still might be a little frustrating. So stay anchored. So identify the constants in your life that keep you grounded. So there may be a lot of aspects of your life that are changing, but most likely there's some aspects of it that can keep you grounded. What is reliable that you can like hang on to as an anchor? And part of that comes down to you and your mindset and how you perceive things. That's one of the strongest anchors. But other people in your life that are still there. Are you still in the same home? You still have the same car, job, whatever that is. What aspect can you cling to or just use to give yourself some stability as you move through it? Also seek support. Leverage your community, your family, and if it really gets serious, professional help. Maybe a trip to a therapist it's not a bad thing to admit that you need help in that regard. And so our high vibe tribe community was created to have a way of a welcoming group of people who will always support you and see your greatness and not your weaknesses, not focus on them. Anyway, reflect on past transitions. Recognize how they have shaped you, how you've survived 100% of every challenge you've ever faced. And so that's a pretty damn good batting average. And so yeah, you've survived things in the past, and you'll do this too. So these are just some tools that you can use to reinforce things as you move through this transition. And then finally, this is kind of like the summing it all up. Just know that life is a series of transitions, and each brings its own set of challenges and gifts. Some are more monumental than others. Some of the gifts are greater or lesser, but it's just a series of transitions. And so, when one comes up, goes, oh, there's another one. Or if you find yourself in a kind of an unwanted situation. I like the phrase that Michael Beckwith, I've heard him say in some of his talks, where he says, I can't wait to see how I get myself out of this mess. So how can you put a positive spin? I don't want to be here, but I'm going to find a way out, and I can't wait to find out what I come up with to get myself out of that mess. So embrace the journey, trust the process, and remain open to the hidden treasures that each change presents. So there's the hidden gifts of transition. I'm just going to take a look to see what I might have missed here. I'm going up from the bottom of the comments here. But Crystal says, reflect on past transitions has been so powerful for me lately. Yep, gotten through 100%. Awesome. Let's see. I guess there's some information there. Somebody might have referenced. I'm going in the reverse order, so I didn't see some of the earlier comments. Let's see. Bob has a lot to offer on his YouTube page. Yeah, I have playlists from my archives from years ago. There are things for authors, things for musicians, creatives. I did a whole interview series where I interviewed like 30 different people, at least. And I'm not sure what Tracy's referring to. That's how I find you. I'm not sure what you're doing, getting something into the world. Yeah, I've got a lot of my books are on Amazon. So there's a link where you can go right to my author page there. Let's see here. Oh, who do you get your books made? I mean, where do I get? I self-publish most of them. Let's see. The band was they're giving their one hit number. Some band was called Take a Take a Goo Goo. Give their one-hit wonder status. Bob made the right choice. I think there's a typo in there. Thanks for sharing this. I still pharyngitis. A huge change in life. Much better now, but even when for it. Okay. Try to decipher that one, but thank you for sharing that. Appreciate it. Oh, Robin, that is so sweet of you to say. Erica, good morning from Mexico. You were a young, for the old band, I was a young whippersnapper and they were old fogies. Exactly. Closing time. Okay, is that it by Vertical Horizon? Is the band? Okay, cool. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Okay. As Tony likes to say, our friend Tony, we couldn't do it without us. I love that. All right, let's see. See if there are new comments. Oh, the affirmations. Okay, great, Tracy. Thank you for sharing that. Let's send Jennifer a little bit of love. Her cat of 18 years passed away in her arms just recently. I know we exchanged a text about it. So yeah, that's definitely a big transition, Jennifer. So let's just wrap her in a big warm blanket of love and support and soothing vibes. I haven't had a dog since I was like in my teens and 20s, and so Keone, we think he's around. We don't know exactly. We think he's around 7. So maybe hopefully he's got a good 7 more years left. But I can't imagine. Yeah, if something happened to him, it would just really be shake up our world. That's for sure. So yeah, you're getting a lot of love there in the comments, Jennifer. 18 years. It's a long time. Sharonda from Florida here. Morning at a women's retreat right now. I wanted to pop in, say hello. I'll be catching the replay. Awesome. I'm glad you could stop in. If you have questions. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. If you have questions about anything, you can contact Lisa at this address, lisa@bobbakerinspiration.com. Everything revolves around bobbakerinspiration.com. So lisa@bobbakerinspiration.com. We'll get you a message to her, and she can get the ball rolling on getting you an answer probably a lot more quickly than trying to reach me or Pooki directly. So thank you for putting that in there, Lisa. All right. What's up next here? I think I got another song. We got Bob's Comedy Corner still to do. We're going to do that the most popular music video on my channel is coming up at the very end. So if you want to get up and move. Let me cue up the lyrics here for this next song, another original. And so I take advantage of these times when Pooki is away and I'm doing these solo. There's a number of songs, original songs that are pretty much just written. We haven't worked them up as duets yet. And so it's a great opportunity for me to perform these because they kind of get overlooked on normal Sundays because we like to sing together. We got a lot of great songs in that vein too. So let's cue this. Let me get set up for this and maybe prove that I'm actually playing again. Let's see here. All right, let's see. So this is a twist on, there's the old saying, it's I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. And Wayne Dyer took that phrase and twisted it, and he put out a book says you'll see it when you believe it. So he twisted it around. So I kind of use that as inspiration for this, and let's see how this goes here. Original song. It's been a long, long time, been working at this grind. Sometimes I wanna just cry out for help. What is this all about? I am so filled with doubt. At times like this I have to remind myself I will see it when I believe it. 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 Been working on my dream. dreams, but nothing's there it seems. That's when my vision gets lost in a cloud. When I'm tired of the race and losing all my faith, I count my blessings and sing this out loud. I will see it when I believe it. I will see it when I believe it. I will see it, oh, when I believe it. I will see it when I believe it. And when the morning breaks, I get to choose my fate. I have a clearer view and know what to do. And when the sunlight shines, I redirect my mind. I see a clearer path to what I choose. I have faith in my vision. I have faith it will appear. I have faith in my abilities. I have faith the time is near. I will see it when I believe it. I will see it when I believe it. I will see it, oh, when I believe it. I will see it when I believe it. Sing that with me. I will see it, oh, when I believe it. I will see it when I believe it. I will see it, oh, when I believe it. I will see it when I believe it. There you go. It's true. If you believe it, you hold it in your intention in your mind, you have a sense of an expectation, and then you act on that in addition to it. You indeed, things do manifest when you have that powerful combination. So, did you enjoy that song? Yeah? Okay, next to me. Are you talking to me? You talking to me? Who are you talking to? All right, here. I will see it when I believe it. Thank you, James. Go, Bob. I can see. Yes, you can, Tracy. Let's see here. Hey, Helen from Germany. Great to see you here. Grateful that you are here. Consider doing an affirmation app. Every now and then I have. It's just another project that's probably going to take some effort, and so we just haven't too many irons in the fire. There's also another opportunity that is in the works that I can't talk about yet that would be really super flippin' exciting. It's gonna, something was gonna happen, and I'm being very mysterious, but yeah, there's something that hopefully I'll be making an announcement about before long. That will be pretty exciting. A new twist here. Yeah, you'll have to watch. I'm not going to go into the whole story again, Brianna. She's in Costa Rica, though, and maybe, you can watch the early part of it. I have photos and all that. And she'll be out in Costa Rica for another week. So I'll be doing next Sunday solo as well. What is that about? Okay. Thirsty. Have you ever played at the Thirsty Camel? Is it still open? Where is the Thirsty Camel? Is that in St. Louis? Okay. Maybe that's for somebody else on that song. Well, Melanie says, this song gives me shivers and makes my heart vibrate. So Asha, some of the music is available on Spotify. And so some of it is under Bob Baker's Inspiration Project. I just put out an album of, in fact, Lisa, you probably have the direct link to that. It's called Musical Affirmations. But we also, if you look for Bob Baker or Pooki Lee, we have an album called Opening Up to the Good. I think you have a bunch of these, probably, Lisa. Opening Up to the Good is available on Spotify and Apple and all the streaming platforms. Our album Soul Massage is available. But a lot of the newer songs, we just did not have time to properly record them in a way that we want to get out into the world, so we're putting them basically, here we're performing them live, and maybe doing some of the unplugged versions here on YouTube, but we want to properly record them at some point. There's just so many options, ways we could be spending our time, and we're just trying to prioritize things. But thank you for asking. But you can find those albums there. Yeah, so Lisa's popping some things in there. But yeah, definitely some of our older stuff in particular is on Spotify, Apple, and wherever music is streamed live. Oh my gosh, here we go. I'm excited about this. Is going to be a little bit different here. So, we play music, we inspire you with uplifting messages, we do some affirmations. Oh, speaking of affirmations, I totally almost overlooked that. Before we move on, I'm sorry, Lisa, this is going to be hard to put chapter markers in. By the way, did you know, let me see, I haven't pulled this up in a while. Did you know that when watching the replay of this video or any of our past live streams, you can use chapter markers to skip right to your favorite parts? Actually, in recent years, all of my affirmation videos, if you want to skip my introductions, like if you're listening to them every day for 21 days, you can use the chapter markers feature to skip right to where the affirmations begin. And so if you don't know how to find those, Google it, search for it here on YouTube, and you'll figure that out. But Lisa, one of the things that she does in the hour or so after within an hour or so after our live broadcast, is she goes in and puts in the timestamps for the different things. And sometimes I make it difficult for her when I go off on a tangent and I come back to something. And so it's like, where do I put this timestamp? So here's where we're going to put the timestamp for the affirmations on the hidden gifts of change. So just do these with me. I'm going to say each one. I'll give you a little space to repeat it back to yourself. Thank God I remembered this. So are you ready to lock in our affirmations? Here we go. Change is a natural rhythm of life, and I flow with it gracefully. Say that to yourself. With every transition, I discover new strengths and capabilities. My resilience grows stronger with each challenge I overcome. I am grounded in my values and beliefs. Every ending is a new beginning filled with fresh opportunities. I see how every change has beautifully shaped my path. And finally, life transitions are gifts, each unveiling new treasures of experience and wisdom. There you go. There are our affirmations for this Sunday to lock those in. But in addition to the affirmations and all the inspiration, of course, there's a certain aspect of myself that I try to bring everything to myself authentically to what I do. And a big part of one of my top 3 values, in addition to creativity and inspiration, is lightheartedness, humor. This is why for number of years now, we have a regular segment called
It's Bob's Comedy Corner. Sha-dooby-wah. Bob's Comedy Corner.
I thought we had that delayed thing figured out, but not so. So it's Bob's Comedy Corner here. And so I do different things. Sometimes I improvise a song or two. Sometimes I tell jokes based on on something that's happening like this date in history, and that's what I'm doing this week. So did you know, on this date in 1920, do you know who was born? So I don't have Pooki here to be my straight man, so I'm going to have to set myself up here. Wait, hang on a second. I got to do a couple things here. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Right. All right, sorry. Again, I'm kind of pushing all the buttons and running the show, too. In this date, in 1920, Timothy Leary was born. Now, he's listed there as an American psychologist, but he's probably best known for his use of LSD and being a proponent of psychedelics, okay? He's been mentioned in songs, and he was part of a number of people, I guess, in the 60s. And maybe even before that. So Timothy Leary, so I thought I would, and actually So there's a number of things I'm going to do here in this comedy corner. One, I didn't realize that he had actually a lot of witty sayings. So first, I'm going to read some things that you might call the wit and wisdom of Timothy Leary. These are things that he supposedly actually said. I'm not going to do any rim shots because they're not official jokes, but they're just pretty interesting. Ready? Here's one. There are 3 side effects of acid: enhanced long-term memory, decreased short-term memory, and I forgot the third one. That's apparently a quote from him. This is a really great one, too, from Timothy Leary. Women who seek to be equal with men lack ambition. I thought that was great. It's so true. You're only as young as the last time you changed your mind. You can always pick up your needle and move to another groove. A little reference to vinyl records there. There's another one. To use your head, you have to go out of your mind. This is a great one, still relevant to today. In the information age, you don't teach philosophy, you perform it. If Aristotle were alive today, he'd have a talk show. And finally, I love this little phrase, grow with the flow. Grow with the flow. Okay. So now let's move on to actual jokes that'll have the rim shot and all that. These are about LSD. So, hey, the other night I watched a documentary on LSD. I think all documentaries should be watched that way. I think I've messed up the wording on that one, but I'm not going to apologize because these are hilarious jokes. I took my driving test high on LSD. Yep, I passed with flying colors. Oh, this is a great one. What happened when the car took LSD? Well, it went on a road trip and had an auto body experience. So I can only find so many jokes. I find these online, folks. I don't make them up myself. It's so much easier to borrow. The rest of these jokes are all about mushrooms, like psychedelic mushrooms, all right? So here we go. Hey, did you hear the joke about fungus? Yeah, you won't like it at first, but it'll grow on you. Okay. What did the mushroom request when booking a hotel reservation? A shroom with a view. I know you're laughing at these. I can hear you. Why couldn't the mushroom get into the nightclub? He wasn't mold enough. What does a mushroom buy when it's having a midlife crisis? Well, a sports car. What do you call a fungi that makes music? A decomposer. And finally, there's this. So I in my search for these kind of mushroom jokes, I found 2 T-shirts, and both of them had the letters MILF on them, MILF. And the first one stands for Man, I Love Fungi. Whoops. Oh, that's wrong. It was supposed to be that one. There we go. And the second T-shirt that have MILF on it, it stood for Mushrooms I'd Like to Forage. And that, ladies and gentlemen, has been this rendition of...
It's Bob's Comedy Corner.
Sure to be why.
Bob's Comedy Corner.
So, thank you for letting me. Spores car. I'm just looking at some of the... he wasn't mold enough. There's a fungus among us. Too funny. What a trip. The television be melting. Let's see here. Cracking up over here. All right, cool. Awesome. So I hope you enjoyed that. Just trying to loosen things up, lighten things up a little bit. All right. So you'll be telling some of those to your friends. Let's have a recap, shall we? If you don't already have that free ebook that I mentioned earlier, you can get your own download copy of How to Turbocharge Your Life. It's about 17 pages, but you can read it in little bits and pieces, but you'll find some great tips there and examples of real life stories from Pooki and our lives together and even in the past. So yeah, 5 steps to unleashing your purpose, passion, and play. You get that at bobbakerinspiration.com. It's right there on the homepage. So I would love to give that to you. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to build up. Would love to be able to connect with you on Instagram and help me get to 3,000 followers. I'm not sure where I am now. This was a screenshot from last night, but just shy of 2,900 right now. But if you don't follow me over there, it's at Mr. Buzz Factor. I told the story of why that is earlier, so it's a weird name, but there's a reason for it. But MR Buzz Factor on Instagram, and I just love Instagram, even though my numbers aren't nearly as big as they are on YouTube and the podcast and all that. I love the engagement and the interaction there, and the ability to direct message people too. So I have a lot of people that I communicate with over there on Instagram. So please follow me there. What else here? And then if you have any questions about anything, reach out to Lisa, who's in there in the chat, Lisa Shepard, Lisa at bobbakerinspiration.com. If you have any questions, there's about anything that we offer, or just anything else, and we'll do our best to answer you. And let's see here, what else? So I'm going to be playing one of the most popular videos. Lisa, maybe you could look it up to see how many. I think there's a 700,000 views. Maybe you can look that up while it's playing, and I'll pop it up there. But it's by far the most popular of the music videos that I posted on my YouTube channel. And so during this, I want you to post your comments about what were your big takeaways today about this whole hidden benefits of transition and change. And I'm able to, in the video, I will post some of those, and we'll maybe highlight some of them at the very end before we wrap up. We're going to wrap up a little bit earlier today than usual, but that's all right. We've got stuff to do and enjoy the time here in Florida, right? It's a working vacation. But so post your comments. I will highlight them. And before we do, this is often referred to as dance time. And so one more time, if you missed this earlier, this is like the night before Pooki headed off to Costa Rica. We were in one of the town squares here in the villages. The band was playing, and this happened. There's my girl Pooki doing those smooth moves there, and so I'm going to play this, and again, post your comments, and I will highlight them during this video. So enjoy, especially if you want a little abundance, money, and success coming your way. This is the perfect song to make your daily affirmation. Here we go. Is coming to me right now. Abundance is coming to me
Break it down. Abundance, money, success, joy, healing is coming to me right now. 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 Yes. Love is coming to me right now. 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 Break it down. Yes. Abundance, money, success, joy, healing, love, right now. Abundance is coming to me right now. Money is coming to me right now. Success is coming to me right now. Yes. Joy is coming to me right now. Healing is coming to me right now. Love is coming to me right now. Break it down. Abundance is coming to me right now. Money is coming to me right now. Yes. Success is coming to me right now. Joy is coming to me right now. Yes. Healing is coming to me right now. Love is coming to me right now. Yes. Abundance is coming to me right now. Yes. Money is coming to me right now. Yes. Success is coming to me right now. Yes. Joy is coming to me right now. Yes. Healing is coming to me.
All right, I'm back here. I'm not sure what's going on with the volume there. I think it might be the original. I think I need to re-export that video file to crank up the volume on it because everything was the same settings here. But it was even on my system. My speakers here was really low at first, and so I'll figure that out by the next time I play it. But yeah, thanks. So yeah, 700 and some odd. What was it? Over 700,000 views on that video, and so I'm glad that it resonates with a lot of people, and I'm glad that you're here resonating with me in Pooki's absence and with each other. So we do some powerful stuff here. It's a a modest sized audience here, but it's a powerful one. I love seeing the familiar names every week coming here and interacting with many of you and other platforms and in our High Vibe Tribe community, and some of you in person even, and it's awesome. So let's keep this going. So yeah, it's not the system. It was for some reason the referring to the volume again. It was something about that particular video file. But I'll try to figure that out before we play the next one. All right, everyone, have an awesome day. Yes, please do send Pooki some love in Costa Rica. I'll be back solo. Actually, yeah, I'll be back solo next Sunday. In addition to like 1 or 2 new videos that'll go up throughout the week. Actually, I have a couple of them that I've pre-recorded before we left town that I'm excited to get out into the world. So be looking for those, the typical affirmation videos, and they'll be reappearing also on the podcast and all that good stuff. But I'll be picking up Pooki from the airport like next Sunday evening. So she still has a whole week there. All right. Thank you all. Love you all more than you'll ever know. Appreciate you. Have an awesome day, an awesome week. Thank you all. And I'll see you again real soon. All right, everyone. Take care. Bye for now.